My name is Dr. Cleve B. Tinsley IV, and I am the Director for the Center for African American History and Culture here at Virginia Union, as well as a humanities professor teaching a range of courses in religion, history, and ethics across our campus. Today we, along with PlanRVA and the National Park Service, took a tour of the trolley line, one which passed by Virginia Union. But while doing that, we visited several historic sites that are adjacent to Virginia Union. Frederick Douglass Court. Also, we visited Richmond Community Hospital and took a lot of stops along and around Virginia Union that are historic for the African American community, but also ties into the deep legacy of what VUU is. And this trolley line project, or really this, what we're trying to capture in this story, is a part of the rich African American history and what it means to VUU.
Hi, my name is Dr. Mark DeYoung. I'm an assistant professor of history and cultural anthropology at Virginia Union University and the director of research at the Center for African American History and Culture. Yeah, walking tours are a really great format because by physically being in the place that you're learning about, you're able to connect with it in a much more tangible way. You're able to see buildings and homes and connect them with stories, and it makes it a lot more visceral, and it helps you to remember the history much more than just memorizing dates and names and facts and events and things like that.
Good morning, my name is Gary Flowers. For today's purpose, I am a community historian. Today I was very proud to be a part of reconnecting history. The trolley line system from Richmond, Virginia to Ashland, Virginia, traversed through the north side of Richmond where Virginia Union University now stands. I'm a fourth generation family member connected to Virginia Union University, and it was very enriching for me to be able to share not only the history of this area, but of my family's input into the growth and development of Virginia Union University and this historic corridor.
The importance of oral history in projects like this is that a lot of this information is not published, it's not available, it's not recorded anywhere. It exists inside the minds and memories of the people who lived through these times. And so it's really important to be able to connect with those folks, get their stories down, and be able to share so the future generations can learn from the wisdom and from what happened in the past.
My name is Dr. Carmen Foster, and I am a resident of Richmond, Virginia, and I'm also a public historian. Oral history is important because not everything that is written is necessarily the truth, and I think it's important as a researcher to make sure that you triangulate your sources from what is written and published to what the local community knows, because the nuances, the backstories, the kind of stories that you may never know about unless you hear about it from one person's voice to another is where I think the real history treasures are.
J. Cox, and I work with PlanRVA. I think I'd like to see the whole fall line pick up on the lead that we're providing with this oral history, because there are other villages along in the southern end, in Chester, for example, that was a railroad town as well. And I know that they have people that are as focused on history down there who would love to tell the story to the south.
My name is Phil Riggin, and I'm a transportation planner with PlanRVA. What we've been trying to do with Fall Line is interpret some of the history along that corridor as sort of that placemaking effort. And it's one thing to have a nice 12-foot wide, safe path for bikes, pedestrians, for everyone, but the idea of going the next step and making it a place that they want to go besides just for that transportation use. And Yes, we could actually have this be a template for more areas of Fall Line or further development of Capitol Trail, or if we're lucky enough to be able to connect Richmond to Charlottesville, heading west, how can we tell those histories as we move along in these corridors?
I'm Roseanne Shalv, and because I'm interested in history, I got together with a bunch of people and we founded the Ashland Museum. They have all these stories about what it was like to ride on the Jolly Trolley. People would have sing songs, they'd have cocktails, they'd have, all your neighbors were on it.
Like weddings on
Yeah, yes. People going to a wedding or going to their honeymoon, or, it was just very much part of Ashland's community.
We're kind of setting that stage for the Fall Line, for the bigger picture, and it will really attract tourists, as well as just give local residents a better appreciation for their own history.